Real quick before we jump into the video, guys, for the rest of this year I'm going to be on a fundraising campaign to raise a minimum of £1,000 for the Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital. For more information on the charity and what it does, and for the donation links, please look in the description below. And thank you all for your continued support. Enjoy the show. What's going on, guys? Right, I'm your teacher now, and I'm here with a different sort of video for you guys today. I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the roadmap of what we're going to get for Pokemon release titles throughout 2021. Of course, with Pokemon celebrating their 25th anniversary this year, and Pokemon Day being at the end of this month, it's highly likely we're going to get some kind of direct or announcement which is going to tell us all of this. But nonetheless, it's pretty fun to speculate on what we might get, what we might not get, and talk about what we are hoping for. So, if you enjoy this kind of video, leave a like for me down below, definitely would appreciate it, of course, and let me know what you think we're going to get, or what we're not going to get, or what you'd like to have this year down in the comments below. Would love to hear you. But, let's get started. Before we get into the actual games though, just want to do a quick note of a similar-ish pattern to what we've seen from Game Freak when it comes to releases in the last few years especially. There tends to be 3 different periods of the year that we tend to get some release times at. We sometimes get an early release around Easter, normally announced on Pokemon Day and then usually released a little bit later. We've had a summer sort of release, these in and around sort of June to August time, and then we have an end of year sort of October, November release. This kind of matched up pretty nicely for last year, when around Easter we had the Mystery Dungeon remake, over the summer we had the Isle of Armor, we had the Pokemon Cafe mix, as well as Pokemon Smile, of course, came out in the summer. And then at the end of the year we had the Crown Tundra, of course. So we tend to expect some kind of releases in and around those days. So for the purpose of this video, and to make it somewhat easier to speculate, we're going to stick to this model, and we're going to assume that the Game Freak will stick to the same model as well. But of course, this may change. This is Game Freak, we don't quite know. Alright then, first up, so we know this title already. We had a trailer for this already. We have the new Pokemon Snap. We know we're getting this in 2 months' time, in early April. Definitely the early release, Easter release, if we're going on the same model. I wish they kind of thought of a better name for it than just New Pokemon Snap, but hey hell, that's just my opinion. But yeah, we know this is coming in the Easter release. Not much to say about this, except for the fact that when this does drop, I will be streaming it over on my Twitch channel, which will be linked down below. If you're not already following me over there, please do so. We do a lot of Pokemon and code names over there at the moment. Definitely would love to see you hang out over there. But yeah, Pokemon Snap coming in early April. I reacted to the trailer as well, so the link to that will be down below as well. Feel free to go watch that as well. Go show some love over there. Would greatly appreciate it. Next up on the list, which we are almost certainly going to get this year, is Pokemon Unite. Now, this game, of course, divides a lot of opinion, and it's kind of hard to speculate on when we might actually get this. We, of course, did have a Pokemon Presents on it last year, which was a whole 11-minute long presentation, which I also reacted to. That link will be down below if you want to watch it. Well, this game's got a lot of negative press recently, so we haven't really heard much from it since, which is kind of interesting. So, if we're going to follow the summer or end-of-year release, the thing about this game is, as it's a Switch title, it kind of puts a little bit of a dampener onto when we might get it. It is also a mobile game as well, so I'm kind of hoping it's the summer release. I think it's more likely it's the summer release, but if it's the end of year release, I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed. So fingers crossed it's the summer release time. It'll definitely be a lot better for the game in my opinion. But yeah, obviously being a MOBA game, it's very different. I will be streaming this when it comes out. Definitely interested to try and play it. Obviously, as I do play MOBAs off-stream myself, so I'm pretty familiar with the MOBA format. So maybe Unite's going to be worth it, who knows, but we shall find out in the long run. But yeah, we're definitely getting Unite this year. I don't see a reason why we're not. They did announce in the trailer that we were getting it sometime this year, so fingers crossed it's not delayed or whatever, so we can give this game a whirl. And you know, people might actually enjoy this game. But yeah, definitely interested in Unite. Think it's a summer release, fingers crossed, hope it's not an end-of-year release. Alright, and now after those two that are pretty well nailed on, let's go deep into speculation territory, and let's talk about the Diamond and Pearl remakes, the one that most of the community seems to want for a lot of reasons. We are, of course, due kind of due a remake. I guess we had the Mystery Dungeon remake, but that's a side game in general. Diamond and Pearl, of course, it's been 15 years since the original was released, and of course it's the 25th anniversary, so there's a lot of milestones that add up. There's been a lot of hints that Diamond and Pearl remakes might be a thing. I'm not sure. I'm not really super convinced on this. If we do get Diamond and Pearl remakes, this will of course be the end of year release, for sure. That's definitely a given. Obviously, a lot of people would prefer this. Me, personally, I prefer an enhanced version of Platinum. I think Platinum was much better than Diamond and Pearl in general, so I think Platinum had the opportunity to be worth remaking, unlike Diamond and Pearl. But nonetheless, I think it's fairly reasonable to guess that we might get Diamond and Pearl remakes this year. It certainly is the odds-on favourite with the community. Definitely something that a lot of people are asking for. I'm not sure, we'll see, but if it does come, then this will definitely be end of year, for sure, but who knows. Let me know if you want Diamond and Pearl remakes, definitely interested to know. Alright, moving even further down the rabbit hole of speculation, this has kind of been less talked about recently because the Diamond and Pearl remakes have been pretty dominant, but there's been a lot of talk about Let's Go Jodo. This is an art of some image that I've seen. There's been some that might suggest Pichu replaces with Togepi or whatever, and stuff like that. This one feels like a bit of a stretch to me, given the fact that Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee were kind of intended largely to bring Go players into the main series, onto the Switch, into the main franchise. It feels a little bit redundant to do a Johto version in my opinion, but nonetheless, it's a possibility. It does somewhat have an idea behind it, you know, to keep Let's Go players interested. I'll be honest, as much as I didn't have a problem with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, in fact I enjoyed those games for what they were, I don't see a world where Let's Go Johto makes any sense to me. I think we can fairly safely assume that this may not happen, but nonetheless, the rumor is there, so it's worth covering. But yeah, possible, but unlikely in my opinion. Remember when this got announced? I'll tell you, back in 2019. So Pokemon Sleep was announced at a Tokyo press conference in 2019, was scheduled to be released last year, but we never got it. We don't really know why it missed the deadline. We don't know what happened to it. I tried to do a little bit of research on this game to see if there's any main progress on it. There's been no announcements in Japan. There's been no announcements anywhere, quite frankly. But we did get Pokemon Smile in the summer of last year, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we finally got Pokemon Sleep and it exists. The title is still being worked on and we potentially got it in the summer alongside Pokemon Unite. It would make a lot of sense to me to theoretically say we get this. But nonetheless, we don't know anything about this game. We don't know if this game is ever going to come. It was announced 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago as it was, but we never really heard anything from it since. So who knows what Game Freak's planning with this one, but I definitely think we are going to get Pokemon Sleep at some point. My guess, probably summer of this year, alongside Pokemon Unite as kind of like the bigger release. I wouldn't be too surprised to see that, because, you know, this is Game Freak. They tend to announce things and then they'll eventually release them, but we shall soon find out. But this one, definitely a left field one. I highly doubt this is like a major game by any means. This could just easily be a mobile game for kids, much like Smile was, or anything like that. It could be anything, honestly. But I feel like if we are going to get a Pokemon Sleep at some point this year, it's going to be a summer release, it's going to be a minor release. But who knows? Maybe Game Freak will surprise us. And of course, I think it's fair to say that we can't really talk about Game Freak without talking about anything coming out of left field. So let's just say, for sake of argument, that in all of this speculation, with all of this predictions of what we can get, we're going to get something completely different at the end of the year. Now, Game Freak have been no stranger to this. They released Detective Pikachu out of complete left field. I don't think anybody really expected that to come. And that ended up spawning a movie. Who knows, they might do something a little out of left field. I feel like of all the possibilities, this is probably the least likely, given the nature and the history of what we've had with releases over the years. But nonetheless, Game Freak can surprise us. Maybe we get a completely different Pokemon game to what we're expecting, which will probably anger a lot of the community because they want Diamond and Pearl remake so bad. But who knows, it might actually be worth playing, might be completely different, and definitely an option. Of course, I suppose you can't talk about Game Freak and Pokemon without potentially talking about a new generation. Are we ever likely to get a new gen this year? Well, if we follow the trope of the anime so far with Pokemon Journeys, it's extremely unlikely we're ever gonna get there. You know, how Satoshi or Ash, depending on which version you watch, is nowhere near taking on Leon at any point in the anime anytime soon. So, new gen definitely feels incredibly unlikely unless they speed up the anime for the longest time, because a lot of the anime this season has currently just been filler in my opinion, but that's my own thoughts. And it feels very weird timing for them to have a new generation this year. I think it's more likely that we'll get a new generation next year, so definitely don't hold your hopes up for this one if you're hoping for a new gen game. Definitely not going to happen in my opinion, but the option is there for Game Freak. I just don't think they'll ever be able to develop a game fast enough to make that happen. With all those options being considered and all of that being said, on the screen now are my final predictions of what we're going to get. We're already nailed on for Easter with new Pokemon Snap, so not much of a prediction there. In the summer, I think we're going to get Pokemon Unite, and we're going to get Pokemon Sleep, which will be a MOBA game. And then at the end of the year, I'm going with the fan service vote, even though I'm not entirely sure I particularly want it. But Diamond and Pearl Remakes definitely feels the most likely option. There is, of course, a chance that Game Freak will add extra things in this. But these are my likely roadmap of what I think we're going to get this year. Who knows? Maybe I'm pleasantly surprised, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but who knows? We'll wait and see on Pokemon Day, and we'll see how accurate I am. We might go back to this list and revisit it, and see what we can get happen. But, let me know what you think we're going to get down below. Definitely interested to hear from you. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Robombi Teacher. Stay safe, stay awesome. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.